All right, friends, Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos. We are live here in Huntington, a very wet Huntington. Albert, the blind beagle, came in this morning and I was wondering why he was so wet. Well, he's so low to the ground compared to the other dogs. So his belly drags sometimes. And so he was soaking wet this morning and just loved sharing it. But I don't know. I don't know if the weather's going to get nicer or nastier. I hear mixed things from the weather.
People start bring made for horses.
Yeah, but they brought pilgrims, and look what the pilgrims did to this country.
Keeps going like this, I would stop you to wash them away.
All right, we're going to begin welcoming Shabbat with lighting candles, benching licht, and Amy's going to come up and bench licht for us. Pages 3, page 2.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May your worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Amen.
Focus, hold on.
Oh, good. I think that can work. Thank you very much. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahavik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you. Page 6. Let's turn to page 6 and have a responsive reading in English. May the door of the synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship.
May it welcome all who have cared for her and thanks for stress.
May the door of the synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity.
May the threshold be no stumbling block to your restraint.
May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
May the synagogue be called the doorway to religion.
Okay. Let's turn to page 20 and 22. This evening, let's jazz things up a little bit. First verse, and then 7, 8, and 9. First verse, and then 7, 8, and 9. Lecha dudi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dudi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Yishmi'anu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad, l'shem ol tiferet v'li tila, lecha dudi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela, v'hayu l'shimsa shosayich, v'rachaku kol mevalayich, yasis alayich Elohayich, ki himsos chatan al kala, lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela, yamin u'smol tifrotzi, v'et Adonai ta'aritzi, al yaharish ben partzi, v'ni smecha v'nagila, lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela, boi b'shalom ateret ba'ala, gam b'simcha u'sohola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. Page 22, let's read some verses from Psalm 92, the Psalm for Shabbat. Let's read them together in English, the outdented paragraph. A song for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night, with a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together, You have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai. How very subtle your designs. A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this. Tzadik tamar yifra, ke'erez balvanot yiskeh shetulim b'beit Adonai b'chatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu. O Jenuhun b'seba b'shenim b'ra'ananim yihiyu lechayim ki ashar Adonai tzuri v'lo avlatabo. Page 24, we'll welcome the angels who come to spend Shabbat with us with the traditional words of greeting, Shalom Aleichem. Page 24. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashari, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Bolechem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Page 146, please rise. Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Hanai Borach V'Olam Va'ed. You may be seated. Page 147. Let's read together in English. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Do all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you, and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim. Page 148, let's read responsively in the middle of the page. In each age we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment we are addressed by the world. In each age we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment the knowing heart is filled with wonder. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levavcha, u'v'chol nafshecha, v'chol me'odecha, v'hayu advarim ha'eleh, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha, v'shinantahan levanecha, v'dibarta bam, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Page 151, let's read responsibly. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all. Before our eyes, there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness.
There's evil enough to break our heart, and there's good enough to exalt the soul.
When will redemption come?
And for ourselves.
Long ago, we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High.
We learned God's presence means time and event, so we celebrate this power that makes you greater.
Top of 152. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nohora tehilot, nohosefele, malchutecha ra'u banecha, bokeyam lifnei Moshe, ze li anu v'amru, Adonai yimloch li'olam va'ed. ונאמר כי פדנה את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Hashkivenu, the second prayer, the second bracha after the Shema, top two lines. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'ha'amidenu Shomreinu lechaim, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'ha'amidenu Shomreinu lechaim. Let's read together in the English. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence, we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, aporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Page 154 at the top, Vishamru. It's not Shabbat without Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית העולם. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתו עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתו עולם. Please rise for the Amidah. We begin on page 155. Adonai sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Ha'Norah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Nekonei HaKol, V'zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevi Goel Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer Moshia U'Magin, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magin Avraham, Yezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Nechayim Eitim Atara V'Hoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, U'Morid HaGashem, Mechaltel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechayim Eitim B'Rachamim Rabim, Zomech Noflim V'Rofeh Oholim, U'Matir Hasurim, U'Mekayim Emunato, L'Shenei Afar, Michamocha L'Gevorot, U'Midam Melach, Melech Mimit U'Mechayim, U'Matzmiach Yeshua, V'Ne'eman Atah L'Chayot Meitim, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaMeitim. We'll continue together on page 160. Let's read this paragraph together in English. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may we all live in such a way that this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. A little bit of Hoda'ah, a little bit of thanksgiving. Top of page 163. Let's read responsibly. For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks.
For the strength, the root of the world, our hearts and our hands shall offer praise.
For the desire in us, which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful.
For life and nature, harmony and beauty, for the hope of tomorrow, all praise to the source of being.
And as always, we close out with the prayer for peace. In the evening, there we go. It is Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Praise to you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamivorech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. Page 253 in the middle, one of our many prayers for healing. This one, Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avoteinu Mikor HaBracha Lehimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mikor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Pages 258 and 259, prayers of our community. Mark, how about the prayer for our congregation, top of 258?
Source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us: love of Torah, devotion and prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction, and may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy.
Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levacha b'yira na'avod. Prayer for our country.
Thus says Adonai, this is what I desire, to unlock the fetters of wickedness and untie the cords of lawlessness, to let the oppressed go free, to break off every yoke. Share your bread with the hungry, and take the wretched poor to your home. When you see the naked, give clothing, and do not ignore your own kin. If you banish the yoke from your midst, the menacing hand, the evil speech, if you offer compassion to the hungry and satisfy the famished creature, then your light shall shine in darkness.
Amen.
Are the
Shall-
guardian of life and liberty.
No, that's okay. That was good. That's fine. We don't want too much help.
You need all the help you can get.
Amen.
I think we should. The first one comes out of the Haftarah that we read on Yom Kippur. That one's a good one. Shalu Shalom Yerushalayim Yishlayu Huvayich. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper.
Amen.
Avinu Shabashamayim Sur Yisrael V'Goalo Barech et Medinat Yisrael Reishit Tzmichat Ulatenu. Hagen Aleha B'Avrach Chastecha Ufros Aleha Sukat Shlomecha Ushlach Orcha V'Amitecha L'Rasheha Sareha V'Yotzeha V'Takneim Be'etzah Tova Milfanecha V'Natata Shalom Ba'aretz V'Simchat Olam L'Yoshveha V'Nomar Amen. Nancy, how about that in English, please?
O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, and spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness and joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Amen.
All right, friends, Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos.
Shabbat shalom.
This week we start a brand new book of the Torah. If you were opening the Ark, you would have that brand new book smell. It is Vayikra. It is the third book of the Torah. And like the first two and then the last two, it is not like the other books. One of these things is not like the others, and that would be the book of Vayikra. There's no real narrative to it. It's not a continuation of the saga of Bnei Yisrael. As a matter of fact, when we get to the book of Numbers after Vayikra, we pick up right where the book of Exodus would have left off. So we have this piece in the middle. It's largely descriptions of the korbanot, and a korban is a way to draw close. The karev means to come close. Your relatives are called kruvim, those who are closest to you. And the korbanot are things that help you get closer to God. And it's also a handbook of sorts for the kohanim, for the priests, to tell them what to do and how to behave. There are really two key ideas found in this book. The first one is holiness, what it means to be set aside. And that's what the word kadosh means in Hebrew. It means something that is set aside for a particular use. There's no woo-woo to it. You can't touch something that's holy. Holy just means, in some ways you can't. But if something is holy and it's put aside for a specific use, it can't be used for something else. And then there is the idea of ritual purity. And that is large part of the book of Vayikra. We get the holiness code in the book of Vayikra, and it says that you shall be holy because I, the Lord your God, am holy. What it means is that we are set apart. We are different from all of the other people. And when we refer to being as the chosen people, we don't use chosen in the sense of being better than. We use it in the sense of we are set apart to do something that nobody else is ready to do. And when God says that you shall be holy, what God is saying is you're not going to be like everybody else. I have special plans for you. And if you don't want to be part of those special plans, there's things you can do. But being part of the people Israel means we have special responsibilities. And whether or not they make sense to us, they're still part of us. Vayikra is also known as Torat HaKohanim, the Torah of the Kohanes. And it's traditionally the first book of the Torah taught to children. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, there's no, if you taught the book of Genesis to begin with. And the first verse you get is, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. You'll have some 5-year-old raise his or her hand and say, yeah, but who created God? And now you're off and running. Right? And so the book of Vayikra, lots of dry stuff, literally, and not a lot of rabbit holes to go down. We get this in this week's portion, a description of the 5 different types of sacrifices. The first one is the olah, that's the burnt offering. That's the one that most people are familiar with. It's a goat, a sheep, or a bull, and it's without blemish. And if you can't afford that, you can offer a turtle dove or a pigeon. The second one is the mincha, or the meal offering. This is where we get the afternoon service. It's choice flour and fine oil. Then we have the zevach shlamim, the sacrifice of well-being. And that's a herd or a flock animal, a sheep, a cow, a goat. And again, it has to be without blemish. We have the chatat, which is the sin offering, which is for an unintentional failure to fulfill God's commands. You just forget to do something, and you're on the hook for it. This one is an unblemished bull. And then you have the asham, which is the guilt offering. We're guilty of a wrongdoing, whether it's intentional or unintentional. And it's usually a sheep, but if you can't afford a sheep, it's a turtle dove and 2 pigeons. This is the setup of the sacrificial cult, these 5 types of sacrifices, these 5 types of offering, and this will last until the second temple is destroyed, with a brief interlude while the first temple is destroyed. This week we have 16 new mitzvot, 11 positive and 5 negative, for a total of 16. 16. My number in baseball. My brother's number in baseball, too. Thurman Munson's number, I think. All right. Maury, what time is it?
Kadoosh.
Kiddush. Kiddush. Vayhi erev vayhi boker yom hashishi. Vayachulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzivam. Vayachal Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher asa. Vayishbot bayom hashvi mikol melachto asher asa. Vayavarech Elohim et yom hashvi v'yakadesh oto. Kivo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim la'asod. Sabri. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava u'vratzon, inchilanu, zigaron lema'aseh bereshit, ihu yom techila, L'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'charta, v'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'ahava u'vratzon, Inchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Please turn to page 282 as we begin closing out our service with Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'aseh k'zula li'otzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo hosamanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, Shelo Sam Chelkenu Kahem, V'gor Aleinu Kechol Hamonam, V'anachnu Korim, Umishpachavim Umodim, Lifnei Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Notei Shamayim V'Yosei Haaretz, U'Moshe B'Karo B'Shamayim Imal, U'Shchinatu Zo, U'Shchinatu Zo, V'Govei Meromim, U'Eloheinu Einod, Emet Malkeinu Epesulato, Kanakatu V'Torato, V'Yadata Hayom V'Hashivota, Ele Ba'amecha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim, B'Shamayim V'imal, V'Haaretz V'Tachat Eino. Kakatu b'toratecha Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed v'nehemar v'haya Adonai lamelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad Ushemo Echad. You may be seated. This week we observed the following yard sites: Evelyn Island, Ed's wife; David M. Wutcher, Rabbi Wutcher's paternal uncle; Louis E. Levine, Larry and Chuck's father; Louis Rose, Harold Rose's father; Harvey Jurin, grandfather of Nathan Daniel Jurin, son of Nathan and Rebecca Jurin; Lula V. Williams, Hoyt Williams' mother; Rachel Pazepsky, Ron Innerfield's maternal grandmother; Hannah Green, Harold Friedman's mother-in-law, mother of Shirley; Eleanor Gaffin Slotkin, wife of Seymour; Anita Shrinsky, Sherry Solochek's mother; Leon Levy, Ruth's husband, father of Suzanne and Martin; David H. Glick, uncle of David and Billy Glick, and Barbara Shapiro; Sherry Gordon, David Fellington's mother; Isidore Netchin, father of Max, Sidney, Herbert, and Muriel; Rosalie Isidore, friend or relative of Brant Ross; Benjamin Brown, Bessie's husband, father of Irvin, Edna, Evelyn, and Lillian; Gertrude Kazansky, Samantha Beveridge's grandmother; Carol Garrison's mother; David Green, Harold Friedman's father-in-law, father of Shirley; Aaron Mayer, Jane Glick's father; Jean Dunn, Pauline's sister, mother of Terry Booth, and Chuck and Randy Dunn; Wendy Uslin, Mark's sister; Marjorie Shradsky Kakara, sister of Bernice Moose; Andrew Katz, husband of Jesse, father of Myron and Jerry; Jack Mayer, Joan Weisberg's grandfather; Nettie Katz Shaddles, Steve Shaddles' grandmother; David Fox, father of David. May their souls be bound up in the bond of life eternal. May their memories be a blessing to us all, and may they always rest in peace. Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadosh shmei Rabbah, v'amad yivrach yirteh v'yamlik malchuteh, v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayet kol Beit Yisrael, v'agalah v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam l'amei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dikrucha b'richu le'elam im kol b'yachata b'shirata Tushbachata v'nechamata. Damiram be'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'yimru. Amen. You may be seated. Shabbat shalom and good Shabbos, everyone. A couple of quick announcements. Service tomorrow at 10 a.m. And Seth Weisberg will be our darshan. He'll be giving the drash tomorrow. And then services again Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Sunday afternoon at 1, we have our Hebrew class. And then at 2, we're in the Siddur. And I haven't figured out where we're going to go yet. But somewhere in the Siddur. No meetings this week. And I think that's it. The raffle is coming up. So if you're buying tickets, buy. If you're selling tickets, sell. If you're doing both, buy as many as you sell. That's it. Yep. That's it. We'll close out on 321. Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Li'nasa B'chefsa Kol Azai Mehelech Shemo Nikra V'Yacharei Yiklot HaKol Levado Imloch Nora V'Hu Haya V'Hu Hoveh V'Hu Yiyeh B'Tifara V'Hu Echad V'Yein Sheni L'Hamshil Lo L'Hachbira V'Li Reishit V'Li Tachlit V'Lo Ha'oz V'Hamisra V'Hu Eli V'Chai Goali V'Tzur Chedli B'Yehitzahara V'Hu Nisi Umanos Li Menat Kosi Biomekra Biahado Avki Ruchi Vieti Shan Viahira Vim Ruchi Giviati Adonai Li V'Lo Ira. All right, let's see who says hello to us via the intertubes, if anyone. Shalom, Mom. Was this morning or this afternoon, this evening, whatever it is. We close that out. And there's Mom. Shabbat Shalom to all from Rabbi's Mom and Cliff from a kind of nice day in Pennsylvania. All right, Mom, right back at you and Cliff. Thank you. All right, friends, not much going on this week, but this weekend we're busy. Oh, and Passover's coming. There you go. Somebody had to burst the bubble. But in between now and then, I want to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom and a good Shabbos. And please, please be careful out there.
Passover is good. You can see that. Lots of